I came from New York City to live the Maine life. I was hired to design outdoor footwear.
I live the Maine life. We're looking for college grads, so come get your check.
I came from Venezuela to live the Maine life. I opened my own restaurant.
Learn more about hundreds of Maine jobs and our tax program for college grads at liveandworkinmaine.com.
Hey everyone, here's a look at what's coming up on this week's episode.
We're trying to recruit more veterans to Maine.
Maine is a great state. I love it here.
We have this distinction of being the capital city's first operational brewery. We're pretty excited about.
Sold out event?
Sold out event.
I got a stake in this. Pauline and I are raising 5 young kids. We love this state.
Hi everyone, greetings from Augusta. I'm Erin Ovalle and you're watching MaineLife.
An echo of an echo is the semblance of a sound. And I press and I've waited with my ear upon the ground. Oh, lover, I'll see you there, waiting in the willows with your autumn hair. Oh, lover, I'll see you there after many miles.
Hey everybody, before we get to this week's Maine music featuring the Mallet Brothers Band, we are here in Augusta on a beautiful fall day talking about a very important initiative called the Maine Hire Vet Campaign. It is supported by our partners Live and Work in Maine. So if you are an employer that hasn't heard about this program yet, take a listen.
Live and Work in Maine is a statewide organization that partners with Maine employers to help attract and keep people here to live and work full-time. Our partnership with MaineLife helps to tell their stories.
So I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and was looking for schools out of state, looking for some place that I could study business. I was looking east and west, and Maine was about as far east as I could go, and went and did a tour at University of Maine. Fell in love with it, ended up coming out to Orono for my undergrad.
Maine Hire Vet program is great because it came in a time where I just came back from Uganda taking care of my sister who was ill, and I didn't have a job, I didn't have a home to stay. Right now, I'm able to help my family because they helped me get a job. Getting a job, being able to earn money, pay my bills, have a place to stay, whereby I was on the risk of being homeless. So that's how much Maine Hire Vet program means to me.
Something like the Hire a Vet program can be extremely valuable because it can help connect veterans with employers, because it's intimidating when you leave the military. You don't really know how to reach out to a recruiter at a company. You don't know, is this position, am I what they're looking for? Because it says I need these requirements, but I don't really know if I match these. And so it's really good to have somebody else that can kind of be on your side and advocate for you, that's able to break down that barrier and talk with an employer and say, hey, because they had this job, they have this skill set, this could translate, this could be a good match in this area.
Employment of veterans is just critical when they come back to, after being separated from the military. We're trying to recruit more veterans to Maine because we don't really have enough here in the workforce to fill the positions that we have. So we've been lucky through the Hire a Vet. It's actually through the social media. We've pulled in quite a few veterans from other states as well.
It's been successful. Veterans are a huge part of our workforce, and so we want to tap into that as much as we can. We have about 110 veterans on our workforce here at Maine General right now, and obviously we're always looking to expand that.
And it is raising wages. The first year our average wage was $17.42 an hour, and last year it was up to $22.53 per hour.
In the Army, I was stationed in Alabama, upstate New York, Georgia, Colorado, and then deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Kuwait. Throughout that time frame, I never found another place that had the sense of community that Maine does. And that's the biggest thing that drew me back.
Maine is a great state. I love it here. Get to do activities like hiking. I just came back from Acadia National Park. I've been in the Katahdin, hiked to the mountain Katahdin. I've been in the White Mountains. I got used to the winters and I enjoy the winters. Coming from Uganda, yeah, it's kind of crazy for me to say that.
Look me up when you can, and you can count me a friend. And we could tell an old story about the times that we gained. And further on down the road, you need help with your load. Yeah, feel free to ring if you need anything.
Hi, I'm Jim. I guess I'm just looking for the ideal partner. I love being out in the wild, taking the road less traveled. I want someone who gets along with my friends, someone I can really share my life with. I guess I'm just looking for someone I can really connect with. Hi, I'm Jim. Nice to meet you.
It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
Welcome back, everybody. In this week's Places and Spaces, we are featuring a new business here in Augusta on Water Street, Cushnoc Brewing. For many of you business owners out there, you know that the startup process can be very stressful, but for these 4 friends and partners, they seem to have things pretty much figured out and are very much looking forward to opening on Halloween. Check it out.
My name's Casey Hines, and I am part of the owners here. I like to think of myself as the majority owner.
Hi, I'm James Bass, and along with my partner, we're the minority owners that keep the majority owner in his place.
Tobias Parkhurst, and I like to think of myself as Casey's boss. So you're at Cushnoc Brewing Company, and we are a wood-fired...
That's a good start.
Cushnoc Brewing Company.
Just the address.
And we are a wood-fired pizza restaurant and brewery. We have this distinction of being the capital city's first operational brewery, which we're pretty excited about.
Right in downtown Augusta, and we're part of the revitalization of this beautiful capital city.
People are dying to get in here and live here and do business here, and it's an exciting time to be down here. I think for this project, we're not going to try to change the world here. We're making beer and pizza, and I think for us, it's 5,000 square feet. We think we can make cool for us and our friends to hang out at, and if other people like it, then good for us.
So we hope to get everyone from beer aficionados coming in, to others coming in to the bar to watch the game, to families coming in to have great pizza. We think that the population that we're going to serve is really going to be varied and is going to be representative of this community, which is going to be nice.
I am the brewer for Cushnoc Brewing Company. I came on board earlier this year after the guys here reached out to me. Relocated up from Savannah, Georgia for this opportunity, but had been looking to relocate to Maine, and it was a great fit. Our core beers are brewed to be paired very well with our wood-fired pizza, covering a lot of bases. We have a German-style Kolsch, light, clean, crisp drinking beer. Also a tart Belgian-style grisette, which is a little bit acidic, lemony, very palate cleansing, and of course American IPA, to cover the IPA base and satisfy the hop heads. In addition to those 3 year-round beers, we're going to do a variety of experimental, barrel-aged, seasonal, and one-off beers, and those are called the Defend the Fort series for the old Fort Western across the river there. And we hope to have something new almost every week on tap for our Fort series.
How do you like Maine?
Love it. Love being near the water, having 4 seasons to enjoy. Great people, great climate.
We have a shared vision here. We want to make good beer and make good pizza, and I think that's something almost everybody can agree on. So How we get there is really just depends on who's doing what, and so far so good.
Yeah.
For us, the biggest disagreement we've had so far is how high we're going to have these lights, and I think we actually at this point all agree on that too.
Yeah.
I did freak out about that. That's fair. I did freak out.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first ever Kegs Issues here at the Portland House of Music. Sitting here with CEO of the Portland Regional Chamber of Commerce, Quincy Hensel, and creator of Kegs Issues. Congrats! Sold out event?
Sold out event. We are celebrating our first inaugural Kegs Issues today at the Portland House of Music, and we have about 250 attendees.
So for many years I've attended Eggs and Issues, which is in the morning. Is it a similar style?
Kegs and Issues is a similar format to Eggs and Issues. There's going to be time for networking, there's going to be an MC, there's going to be a shorter presentation than we typically have at Eggs and Issues, but we're really trying to get to a younger demographic is really our goal. There was a lot of excitement in the community about it when it started to kind of roll out and get out there that we were doing Kegs and Issues. We're really excited to really start doing different things, highlighting different speakers, and just celebrating our community.
And so officially you've been in this role for a short time, but doing obviously great things. How's it going?
I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. I love Portland, I love the region, I love the opportunities that this organization gives us to really impact and make change in Portland and the region. So far I'm having a lot of fun.
Good. Well, thank you for having us. We'll now show our viewers what they can expect tonight, and the next one is in December?
December 11th.
Put it on your calendar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm the CEO of our firm, Bernstein Schur. We're really excited about this event. You know, we've been following and participating in Eggs and Issues for many years, and this is just a really cool new version of that, to do it in the evening and to do it as Kegs and Issues. There's a lot of really cool things happening with small businesses, and the food and beverage sector is a really good example of that. So all of the growth in restaurants, in food production, in farm to table, breweries, in distilleries, it's all kind of happening in a lot of these very small companies that are just getting on their feet and then growing. And so we do a lot of work with those small companies to help them, and it's a lot of fun to see them grow, be a part of it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. As many of our viewers know, MaineLife is an independently produced show. We travel all around the state to unique and beautiful places and meet and interview the hardworking people that make up their communities. We're not a political show or a lifestyle show. However, we've decided to begin to interview our gubernatorial candidates to share their MaineLife with you. We begin down in the Sanford, Springvale area to interview Democratic candidate Adam Cote. Guys, smells good in here.
Hi Erin,
Hi,
how
Adam.
you doing?
Good
to see you. Welcome to
as well.
Sunnyside Restaurant.
Thank you.
This is my wife Paulina and
hello guys.
3 of our 5 kids. That's Mia, AJ, and Big Mike.
Big Mike.
And this is the owner of Sunnyside. This is Bree Morgan.
Hi Bree. Smells good in here.
My dad, Roland Cote.
Roland, nice to meet you as well. Roland, you must be proud of your son.
I'm very proud of him. I don't think Sanford, Springville ever had a governor in the state of Maine. But more importantly, I think he really cares about people. You know, ever since he was this high, I knew there was something special about. I got 2 sons. The other one is very special as well. This one has always. I had to add that. He'd be upset if I didn't. Really.
Looks like you have some good support behind you.
You want some coffee?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. So you've got a military background, thank you for your service.
Thanks.
And some business background that you're in right now. Talk a little bit about what you're up to, what you've been doing.
Yeah, 20 years Maine National Guard, 3 combat deployments to Bosnia, Iraq, and Afghanistan. On the business and legal side, I've worked mostly in renewable energy. I've traveled all over the world. I've been to all sorts of different parts of the world. And the thing that I keep coming back to every time I'm back in Maine is that we have such an abundance of natural resources. We have the ability to provide for ourselves.
I get to travel all over the state to meet people, and I've seen some great success stories and some struggles. And how do we retain and attract young talent in those mill towns to grow again?
It's a combination of three things. Infrastructure. Anywhere you go in this state, we've got kids that are spending time in parking lots of libraries trying to do their homework. You can't sell blueberries outside your town if you don't have a good internet connection. So we need to improve our infrastructure. We need to do workforce training in a better way. Many parts of this state, it's harder to find a plumber, electrician, or a finished carpenter than it is a lawyer. We need to start training people for the jobs that we need. We need to start focusing on what it is that we have competitive advantages in, and those would be real jobs. Those would be real jobs to be able to do that. We want to see when our kids are getting out of school that they have the opportunity that they could have. And for me, that's the most important thing. We're raising a young family. We love this state. I'd put my leadership up against anybody running for office. I've been tested and proven in some pretty tough areas. I understand the policy challenges we have. I got a stake in this. Pauline and I are raising 5 young kids. We love this state.
Well, my show is called MaineLife, and why don't we go across the street and see the kiddos again and your wife, and let's do it. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much. We'll be back. Hey guys. Hi. How has this been so far? This is a big step for your family, a big decision.
It is. Yeah. We talked about it, and we kept coming back to the fact that we love this state. We're raising a young family here, and 10 years from now, when our oldest daughter is getting out of college, we want there to be the opportunity. For us, that's what it's all about. It's about the next generation. It's about new leadership stepping up now to lead and talk about what our state's going to look like 10 years from now.
5 little personalities that are going to be someday the future of Maine as they grow up. What's one thing that you hope they take away?
We always say to them, to whom much is given, much is expected, and we say that over and over to them all the time.
Yeah, to contribute and to do it in a positive, healthy way.
Well, you both have done that for our country, so thank you too.
Thank you.
I thanked you, and thanks so much for inviting us into your home.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Sarah.
Hey everyone, in this week's Maine Today Minute, we are talking food ahead of Halloween. Tuesday marks the start of Harvest on the Harbor, Portland's go-to foodie event where you can vote for Maine's best lobster chef, attend a Harvest happy hour, or crawl through the city sampling the best of its many culinary establishments, from shops to bars. For more family-friendly activity in the city, hop on the pumpkin train at the Maine Narrow Gauge Railroad. Kids can decorate a miniature pumpkin at the museum and then take a train ride along Casco Bay. Hardcore pumpkin fanatics, however, will want to be in Freeport on Saturday for the annual Camp Sunshine Pumpkin Festival, where 10,000 jack-o'-lanterns will be lit around the town. There'll also be games, pumpkin carving, face painting, and a costume parade. If you're looking for something a little more ghoulish, head to Bucksport for the town's annual Halloween celebration. Called Ghostport, the event Saturday includes a little goblins parade, a coffin race, and if you haven't gotten enough for those orange gourds, a chance to launch a pumpkin into the Penobscot River. For more things happening this fall, head to MaineToday.com. Happy Halloween! Time now to meet our Maine innovator and creator. Here's this week's Game Changer.
As a credit union, we're cooperative, and we have that very nature built into us as to work together and kind of come up with solutions, and it's a people helping people philosophy. And so I think if we have more chance to share more stories of the various organizations out there that you're putting on your show, it's a greater opportunity to other people to jump in and help them expand their cause and do greater and bigger things in our communities.
Welcome back to Game Changers. I'm Jess Knox, your host. I'm happy to say today we're joined by Lily Perlman
who's involved with the Portland Cultural Exchange. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell our viewers a little bit about the work that the Exchange does and sort of how you got into it.
The Portland Cultural Exchange is a growing project. We're not a nonprofit yet. We're not affiliated entirely with any particular organization. I grew up in Portland. I grew up in a predominantly kind of homogeneous friend group. I was traveling a lot. My parents are musicians, but I wasn't exposed to Portland's diversity growing up. And I went to college in New York, and I lived in Brazil, and I came back to Portland, and I remember thinking, like, oh man, like Portland, it's just so homogeneous. It's so white. That's what I was thinking. And then I kind of thought it out a little further and realized, no, it's not homogeneous, it's just segregated. You know, people don't spend time together who look different, who speak different languages, who have different backgrounds. And we started working on creating events that bring people together around things that we mutually love.
I love the notion of using events to convene people from different backgrounds and perspectives to just create relationships and experiences. It's a very powerful tool. I think it's interesting that you're using these events, particularly because I think naturally we are attracted to networks of people and friendships of people with things we're familiar with, right? It sort of pushes us outside of our comfort zone when we maybe can't communicate with the person, or think we can't communicate with the person even, or don't know what to talk about. I don't have anything in common with that person.
Right.
And I'm betting you've found that those are some preconceived notions that aren't really true.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of a mix, because what we have is, the whole point is to bring people together around a common point that is familiar. You know, on the one hand, we have so much more in common than we realize, and that's what we're trying to kind of bring out together. And we have differences that are really, sometimes really profound and also really beautiful to look at.
Yeah, I think your work and the encouragement of different perspectives and different voices, it makes everything better, even when it's uncomfortable.
Right.
Right. You know, being uncomfortable. I saw a speaker last year that said that uncomfortable feeling that you're having, that's actually learning. And I think that's evident in some of the work you do. So, if I gave you a magic wand or you know a magic bean or something like that, what would be your moonshot in the work that you do?
I think I have two. Am I
Okay,
allowed to have two?
Absolutely.
My two are, one is that in Portland, every kid speaks 5 languages. My second moonshot is that this kind of thing exists all over the country and all over the world. You know, that around the world there are groups of people coming together in centers where community really means multiculturalism and kind of mutual understanding through mutual passions.
Everybody has something to offer that we can all learn from, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. If people want to find out more about your work or about events, so where do they find you?
So we're on Facebook.com/Portland Culture right now. Our website is kind of in the works, but it'll be worth it when it comes. But for now, just Facebook is the best way. Or you can email us at portlandcultureexchange@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Long live the manatee, long live the song, and long live the drinking and the dancing on the lawn. And long live your uncles, and long live my man, and long live this Saturday night just soaring through the air. With them French-Canadian girls and that French-Canadian music's alright by me. And long live the Tocqueville, and long live Thoreau, and long live Jack Kerouac and Montesquieu, and long live Evangeline, and long live the coast, and long live the poutine, and long live the toast, and long live them French-Canadian girls. and that French Canadian music's alright.